Hello and welcome to the Dharma.life podcast. I'm your host, Aloise.life, and every week I bring you messages that help you move from 3D to 5D and build a life in alignment with your soul. And this week's episode is called Why You Need to Love Them, Not Let Them Go. So we are talking this week about what is happening out there on the planet. There is huge amounts of turbulence and we need to transform that turbulence. It's a difficult period. You're really seeing this separation happening in society. You've got 3D and you've got 5D people. You've got people stuck in the mainstream media narrative. And you have got people that are really ascending and moving into 5D. And today we're going to talk about why love is the key. It's the key to enlightenment. It's your doorway to enlightenment. And it's the thing that you can use to dissolve negativity. I'm going to give you an exercise as well that you can utilize if you've got any problems with any family members. So why love is the key to enlightenment and why you need to love them, not let them go. I'll be totally honest, I've had a few weeks where I've had issues in my family and it's been quite difficult to relate to some of my family members because they're very trapped in the 3D narrative. And of course, what happens is if you imagine everything's energy and everything has a vibration. So just because we are family members with people doesn't mean that they are vibrating at the same level as us. It doesn't mean that they have got a similar soul history to us. Often we incarnate with family members and they might be young souls and you might be old souls. And if you're listening to my channel, the chances are you are an old soul because you're awake, you're aware, you understand what's happening right now. So we have to remember with our families, as much as we're related to them, they are potentially younger souls who aren't as advanced in their soul evolution. They also potentially are vibrating at a different level. So it's almost like a different signal. You can't necessarily correlate. And what naturally happens is as we shift and raise our vibration, we attract people at a similar vibrationary level. And we do this because our lessons at that level are more similar. So this is why you find, like I always used to find as a growing up, I would just evolve out of my friendship groups. Now, I didn't really look at it as evolving then. I kind of looked at it as what was wrong with me because often, I remember being at school and I just didn't really fit in with the school people. Then I went to work and everyone at work settled down and got married and I didn't really fit in with them. And I actually thought it was something wrong with me. But now what I realized was that I just had shifted and I just evolved out of those friendship groups. So this is kind of what's happening right now on the planet. You're finding that there really is this divide and this separation between the two groups. Now, if we are related to people, we have to love them, not let them go. And we have to be there for them when they are ready. And we have to accept them and not judge them because their soul's evolution is different to ours. So I want to talk to you about why love is the key. And I just want to show you something because this really describes it really well. So this you may or may not have seen before. This is called the emotional vibrational scale. And this really describes what I'm trying to get across to you in this episode. So I wanted to show it to you. This, I think, was created by Esther Hicks originally. And the principle of this is that everything is energy and everything has a frequency. Quantum physics has showed us that we are energy. And if you imagine when you see somebody who looks down, you say, oh my goodness, look at you. You look really down. And the chances are they are down. They're actually down in their vibration because they're feeling depressed. They're feeling hopeless. They're feeling despair or disempowered. And when we feel that way, we literally contract. We are down. Okay. So what has been happening right now is the planet is being kept in a fearful place. Can you see where fear is on this chart? Fear is a low-level emotional vibrational state. And this is purposeful because when we're kept in this low-level emotional vibrational state, it makes us easier to control and manipulate because we fear for our safety. If you've heard some of my other episodes, I was explaining how when you have a closed root chakra, you don't feel safe. And so people are doing things right now that they wouldn't normally do because they don't feel safe. So look at this chart. What we want is we want to be in an expansive state. When we're in a low level state, when we're full of fear and anxiety and depression, we contract, we vibrate at a lower level. Now, the journey that you guys are all on, because we're all in this together, this ascension journey, I also want to kind of give a bit more detail about that, because I think sometimes people think ascension is outside of them and it's something happening to the planet. But actually, ascension is another name for enlightenment, nirvana, samadhi. All of those terms basically are referring to the ascension process that you are going through as a human being, ascending into higher states of consciousness and awareness and opening your energy centers, transmuting your karma, balancing your masculine and feminine energy, and also raising your kundalini. Every single person is going through that process right now. And that is what we do in the Dharma Life Academy. We speed up that process for you. We show you it. It's your hero's journey. Okay. So in relation to love, why is love the key? You can see here, you've got an emotional vibrational scale. And right at the top, you have got love, you've got joy, you've got passion, you've got highest excitement. This is why you need to do what you love, because it puts you in a high vibrational state. If some of you are out there and you're still working your crappy job because you're scared to leave, and you're getting messages from your higher self saying, oh, you need to change something, and you're not listening, remember, when we vibrate at the level of fear, we get fear. When we vibrate at the level of love or passion or highest excitement, we get more love, passion, and highest excitement. So if you are doing something that you don't love right now, and it makes you feel crappy, it makes you feel down the bottom end of the scale, it's just showing you you're out of alignment with your path. Because all of us came here to expand. All of us came here to evolve. All of us came here to grow. All of us came here to live our lives at the top of this scale. If you are doing that, I totally get it. I've been there. Don't worry. I totally understand. I want you to come and join our Reclaim Your Power challenge. I'll put the link below. It's a free challenge. I'm going to be showing you how you can ascend and reclaim your power. And if you are in a position like that, how you create the reality that you want moving forward. So come and join that challenge. But love is our key to enlightenment, because love is a very high level emotional vibrational state. So it is the doorway to enlightenment, because when we vibrate and when we are loving and when we are kind and when we are virtuous, why do you think that Josh, Michelle, and I teach the virtues? Because when you are virtuous, you're loving, you're kind, you are in a high vibrational state. And this helps you transcend the blocks within your energy system. So it also dissolves the separation. So if you imagine, we've got huge amounts of separation that's happening on the planet right now. We've got lots of our family members that we're struggling with because we just can't relate to them. They just can't see what's going on. We can see what's going on. It's like worlds apart, and it literally is worlds apart. But we have to love them, not let them go. So love dissolves separation. So if you are struggling with a family member right now, you need to love them for where they are at. And you need to understand that where they are at is in relation to their soul's evolution. And you need to not judge them. You need to love them. And when we love people, it totally dissolves any anger. It totally moves us up to the top of the scale. Now, our job at the moment, if you're on this ascension journey, you are somebody that is really there looking to do their inner work, looking to dissolve their triggers. When somebody in our family is nasty to us and they trigger us, it's just showing us where we need to do work. So in an ideal case scenario, if you are dealing with difficult family members, use it as practice, because you need to learn not to respond to their negativity, not to respond to the triggers. And the less that you respond, the more you will kill them with kindness. And that is what we want to do, because that is how we dissolve the negativity on this planet. And that is how we maintain strong relationships with our family, so that when they're ready, or when they maybe see things differently, they know that they can come to us because our door is always open. So love is the key. It's the door to enlightenment. It dissolves negativity. And I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do, because this is really helpful as well. I'll give you an example. This is a client of mine, and they were struggling with, it was a client actually, and they were struggling with that client. And what I asked them to do was, every night before they went to bed, I asked them to send love to this person. And remember, everything's energy, everything has a frequency, and love, and this is why Reiki works. You can send Reiki because it's energy. You can also send love just telepathically, just because energy is the fourth dimension. So this client of mine, she sent this difficult person, this difficult client in her life, love. And the person was, maintained being quite difficult, probably for a week or so. And then after a week of her sending love every morning, every evening when she went to bed, there was a distinct shift in this person's behavior. And because she was responding with love, and because they were responding with love, they were able to then communicate again. But the best thing that you can do if you are struggling with somebody who's difficult is send them love and send them kindness. Because imagine if you've got two people that are fighting, they're pushing against each other, Whereas if one of them stops fighting and just starts sending love, there's nothing for them to push against. So it dissolves the separation. Now, you guys are ninjas. You are 5D warriors. If you're listening to my channel, you are here to build a life in alignment with your soul. You need to use any negativity as training. It's here to teach you something. You're here to get the lesson, and you're here to really dissolve any triggers that you are carrying. So you can absolutely use that lesson that I gave you. You can absolutely utilize that and send people love that you are struggling with, and then just let me know how you get on, because the shift does not take long. And if we go back to this, what you're doing is, if someone is angry or unkind to you, you don't have to just take it and just be a doormat, but you respond in kind. You might say something like, "Oh, I felt like you were quite angry and your message was quite unkind. I know you're struggling, and I want you to know how much I love you." Can you see how responding in a way like that really helps the person see their behavior? When you call out somebody's behavior, they don't do it again. Not only that, you are also responding with love and kindness. And when you respond with love and kindness, there is nothing to react against. So you beautiful beings, I really hope that was helpful. I'd love to know in the comments how you guys are getting on. It's a really turbulent time at the moment, really turbulent. You just have to remember that you've got beings at different soul stages in different periods of their evolution. And this is a catalyst. Everything we're going now with Corona is all about the crown. Remember, rising to the crown. It's a catalyst for our evolution. That's all it is. And actually think how much you guys have evolved over the course of the last 18 months. Like, my evolution's just gone poof through the roof. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Although it's like days can be challenging, especially when we're dealing with family members and stuff. It's really teaching me a lot, because I'm having to up my game. And the other thing I would say is, as much as we want you to up your game, we also want you to find your soul family and your soul tribe, because that does make things easier when you're aligned and when you're surrounded by people that you love, who support you. It makes it a lot easier to get through this situation. So if you haven't already, please do sign up for my Reclaim Your Power challenge. It's going to be opening or starting on the 6th of September, sorry. And I also have a free Made for More video series that you guys can also take advantage of. It's totally free. It explains to you how to start your healing journey, actually, and how you can transmute a lot of the trauma that you're carrying. So please have a look at that as well. Please do comment, please do subscribe. It really helps me if you guys share this video. Really helps me that if you guys comment and let me know how you're getting on. And just know that I love you all. I know it's difficult times. You can do it. I'm here. I'm right with you. Check in next week for another video.
Thank you so much for listening to the Dharma Life podcast. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Please come over and say hello on my Instagram, our Facebook group, and also please let me know what you thought. So if you are listening, please take a screenshot of the podcast that you are listening to. Tag me on Instagram and I will reshare your post, and please let me know what it is that you got out of today's episode. Remember, when we do our Dharma, we are happier, healthier, we live longer, and we have a deep sense of unshakable inner peace.